Hi, my name is Leng Claxton. I'm an international artist living in Singapore, born in Malaysia. I like to display my art in the forest because I was brought up in Malaysia in the environment of a forest when I was growing up. So in that right now, I do some of my work in the forest and I display my work in the forest to have that energy, because energy is very important. And I have friends that visit me sometimes and I walk them to the forest and they can see my art. I was educated in National University of Singapore, major in economics. My heart is with art. Knowing that art is not easy life for any artist, I decided to work in the information technology field. Till today, I'm still working in this field. My nighttime is the time when I do my arts. I was from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and now I live in Singapore, and I'm a Singaporean citizen. And that I consider myself proudly a Singapore artist. I started painting when I was 9 years old. I started with me in a class. When I was 7 years old, I draw a dog. And my teacher was so excited and she took that paper of my dog to the next class and showed it to the class and the form teacher. And they are amazed that a 7 years old girl can draw a dog. And that is also a motivation for me, that I started to feel proud of myself and put more time into art. Throughout the 6 years in my primary school, I spent time in my art class. I joined competitions in a school, and the arts gave joy to me. I've worked on many mediums, which in my school when I was young, I worked on papers, art papers, canvases, and the school we have walls and paint murals. In terms of colors, I use watercolor, oil color, and acrylic, and a Chinese ink color. In my school, when I was learning in the art class for 4 years in my secondary school, they taught us about still life, the basic portrait, and all this skill. But I want to learn more, therefore I went to learn from Master Chung about Chinese ink art. The beauty about Chinese ink art is that you're painting on a very thin and soft rice paper or the sumi paper, and you're holding the brush, which is the Chinese soft brush, and you have to be very decisive when you put your stroke onto the paper because the ink is going to submerge. So you have to train your mind to be calm, to be decisive, and also resilient. In a way, if you spoil the painting, it's just a piece of paper. So you crash it and you throw it away and you start again. So there are many times when you learn to paint a topic like a rabbit in a garden, you have to practice over weeks in order to achieve the output that you desire as an artist that represents you, your style, not your tutor's style. Your tutor will impart the basic on how to hold a brush, how to mix the color, and how to impact on the paper with your brush. But it comes back to your own skill, how you're going to compose your piece of art, deliver your calm into the piece of art. And that's the final point. I have been working in the IT industry, traveling around the world to all the Asian countries and to the European region to represent my company for software and computers. So I met all kinds of people, and their lifestyle and the colors of the society and artists impact me, and it collected into me in my mind. So while I was at work, I have my weekends, and then I improve myself to go to art classes by some of the well-known artists in Singapore like Chui Chun, who do African animals, and also another tutor of mine in Singapore that do carps and fishes. So I constantly seek improvement. I constantly practice on my own. And I believe that when you practice of your own, from the acquired skill that you receive into your heart and into your mind, and you're able to transform that into your own skill. An artist has to be original. You must have your own mind, your own heart to create your style, and that you call yourself a real artist. My work has transformed a lot over the last 5 years into digital media. The reason is that I feel that as an artist who's come from the traditional background of holding brushes, mixing paints, it's important I gave you a foundation. But then we have our new millennium there who appreciate art, who are from the digital background. So how can you bend towards the directions? So that pushed me to learn Photoshop, Illustrators, and 3D arts tools by myself, and no push, self-learning. That's the beauty. When you're able to paint and you're able to understand digital art and to apply and to blend it together, it gave you a new experience, and it also gave you the new range of work that can meet the needs of the new generations. So you want to be in alignment with the era. In general, when you paint, it's in paper form or in a canvas. You have to scan it in, or you have to have a very high resolution camera to capture the image. So it will input into your computer. You have to maintain the resolution. It's necessary to enhance the color. So once you are into the computer, you can call it out into your Photoshop, and then you can create layers, okay, on it. Just imagine you have transparency, and then you layer them up. And then the beauty of digital art is that you're able to see the output, whether you like the output or not. But in a canvas, it's different. In a canvas, you have to paint all the dark area first, and then you have to do the outline. Then you put the light. That is the foundation of art, right? That the light is the last layer. But in the digital art is that you just put the layer, and then you're able to see it. If you don't like it, the lighting is not good enough, if the color doesn't blend well, you can just remove the layer and start all over again. So there's a difference between painting as an artist, the experience of painting the art on the canvas of paper, as opposed to a digital artist, creating art on the computer and using software. My husband in investment in cryptocurrency of the Bitcoin. My husband is also a developer in digital credential, nextid.com. So in that, it impact me to understand about cryptocurrency and about NFT art. And so I started to have my husband to teach me how to put my art into the NFT market in the open sea. So that is a process, and I do not want to be one of those regenerative art. I want to have my style maintained. Art with a meaning, art with stories in the NFT art. So each piece of my work in the NFT art is not a regenerative art. It's an art by the genuine brushstroke, colors, tones, ideas, and being digitized and manipulated by Photoshop, integrated, follow the flow into a digital art piece and put in the NFT. Thank you for sharing the journey with me today, and welcome to my website, artconnectgifts.com.